In this video, I want to walk you through how to live stream a funeral service. Hey folks, AJay the CEO here. This is your first time stopping by the channel. Thanks for stopping by, and on this channel we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. So this is honestly a topic I really never thought I would actually be talking about, but I understand that there is a need for this. Unfortunately, I think my uncle on my wife's side actually called and said a cousin passed, and they wanted me to set up a live stream so that people can actually watch the, be able to participate in the funeral, watch the funeral for the ones who are not able to make it. So I just decided, while I'm setting this up, I might as well show how to do this. And how does this tie into modernizing your media ministry? It just gives us the ability to offer this other service to help touch those, heal, and be able to bring people together in a moment of a celebration of life. And it's kind of hard to just talk about it, but the main thing is we're using this technology to bridge and bring people together where unfortunately they would not be able to. Normally, typically you could record this and send it to people, but it's nothing like actually using and leveraging live streaming in a more meaningful way, or in another meaningful way. So I'm gonna do this in two ways. So first, I'm gonna cut over to Vimeo here so you can actually see how we're gonna do that with it. All right, so I'm here in Vimeo, and the reason I'm using Vimeo is because they natively have a lot of features that will allow you to lock down this, because most of the time people don't want the funeral to be public. So I'm considering this, especially in my situation, that this is going to be a private event that only certain people can get to. Now you can do this multiple ways. You can, on any platform that we're going to be using, which is mainly Vimeo and YouTube, you can make it to where it's unlisted, and the only way people can see it is with the direct URL to go to it. You can host this on a website, which I'm going to be doing. You can make that website, again, just be known just to the people who need to watch it. You can make it public, or you can password protect it depending on your website platform that you're going to be using. Also, with like Vimeo, the one added benefit, you can have it password protected on Vimeo, so it's going to be hosted on Vimeo, but you would need to have a password to get to it. So I'm going to try and go through all of those. Now again, how you're handling the live stream really isn't any different than from church, but mainly you want to accent for the comments to be available. All right, so here I'm in Vimeo, and what I'm just going to do is just say I'll just say funeral service 4. I spelled 4 right, something like that. Now in Vimeo, we have the option here of setting all these parameters for anyone. Only I can see it, only people I follow can see it, only people with a password, only people with a private link, and hide this from Vimeo. Hiding this from Vimeo will allow you to hide it from here as well as place it wherever you want to. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna use this as hide, because I'm gonna use the web page to actually host this. That'll make it easier. All right, so you can set a time and all this other stuff if you wanted to, but I'm not gonna do that. All right, so now that I'm here, I want to say we're hiding it, but how can I embed it? I only want to have it in a certain place, so I'm just going to put this on my website, AJayholmes.com. So now this video can only show up here. All right, so let me turn off some other stuff that I don't need. I don't want a logo or any of that other stuff. We do want full screen, play bar, and volume. Don't really care about the color, doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll do it anyway. And in scenes, you can't see, I just want it to be empty. Alright, nothing real fancy here. Now what I'm going to do is I want to make sure on destinations it's not going anywhere, because we want it to stay locked behind where we had it. Now even if we had the destination, I don't think it will work. I might have to try that on a different one, but what we're going to do, let me open up Notepad here, and we're going to copy out the event code, and then we're also going to copy out the chat code, and we're going to embed this on our website. So literally that's all we need from here. Alright, we would go here to next, and I have all the information. If I decide to use this, I will put this in on our streaming software, OBS, connected to the cameras the same way you would a regular service. Alright, so that's that here. Now if you were doing this with YouTube, let's say I come in here, we're going to create a live stream. Now you could do the exact same thing with YouTube. The only problem is there's no way for you to lock it down. If somebody shares it, it's just there. So let's say we're going to make a new stream, and I'm just going to call this funeral service 4, and right here I will want to make this unlisted. That's the only option you got outside of public, and because private, only you're going to be able to see it, so that really won't work. So we'll just do that as unlisted. You will put your details in here. No, this isn't for kids. That's the new COPPA stuff that you got to make sure. I already have our channel set to that, and then you know, you can put whatever information like you normally would. All right. And now what we will want to do is in here, I'm going to see if I can do this with both of these. And maybe I should pick an image here so it makes it easy. I need to make a thumbnail for this. I'll come back and do this. But what we want to do is let's go here to share. And I want to copy over the embed code. Alright. So we're going to copy this over. Alright, so we got all of our code everywhere, and everything is set the way we need it to be. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, and I actually did this, I said I was going to do this on my website, so let me open up the browser for that. Alright, so I am using WordPress, but I know that this will work with Squarespace, and honestly it will work with any platform. It might take a little bit more work, but it will work from there. So what I'm going to do is make a new page. Alright, and I'll just say this is the funeral service 4. And then the main thing is I want to come in here to visibility, and I want to put a password on here, and you can set this to whatever. Now I'll just say the password is funeral. Alright, so we have that, and then now I'm just going to take the embed code. I'll do the YouTube one first. And this one I actually need to do the URL instead of the code. Alright, so there we go. That's that one. Now again, I like the Vimeo one at this stage because it just makes it, I have more flexibility on here. So I'm just going to do some custom HTML, put this here, and the size is fine. So let's preview that. Alright, so I need to put the password in. Now I would obviously need to turn off the ads on this page. Alright, so there's our code. Really straightforward. So let me turn the ads off on this page. Alright, so I have the Vimeo chat here. So if we come out here and preview this now, now we have this and it's saying chat is disabled because the stream isn't live. But what I would want to do in here is let's change the layout of this. And I would want to do full width of this page. Try and make it a little bit neater on here. Alright, so that way, as you can see, I don't know why that's still showing up, but it gives it straightforward full access for you, to people just to see what they need to see, and it's behind a password, so you don't really have to worry about that. Now what I would honestly want to do is put this side by side, so let me go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so as you can see, how I would have it right now is they can come to this page and then they would have the event there, and then the chat will be right beside and don't really have to scroll. It can just be right there. So that's a really simple way that you can do that. And I know you can do the exact same thing with YouTube. I just can't find right now where the code is to pull the chat. But if you do know how to do that, I greatly appreciate it if you leave that in the comments. I think that will help anybody who is interested in this. So if I came to this, so let's go ahead and just save this and publish this actual page. All right, so I'm gonna copy this link, and now if I go into an incognito window, as you can see, it's asking for the password. I will put in funeral is what I had set. See, and there we go. So now we get this. You can participate in the chat. Just say AJay, and now I'm there in the chat, but the chat is disabled. I would turn that on in Vimeo, and it actually should show up once I start the live stream. So I hope that helps. And that's just one other area that from a media ministry standpoint, we can actually help serve our church, the members, and anybody else in the community. And it also helps if you just have family, kind of like in my situation, where the weather is not really allowing people to get there, but this way it offers an ability for other people to help and join in on the homegoing services of anyone who is in the family. So I hope that helps. If you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. This is AJay. We will see you on the next video. Later.